parents. This is Miss Kelly, the occupational therapist, and if you're looking for a fun activity you can do with your students to build some motor skills, I have an easy one for you today. We're going to build this, which is just like a decorative strip that can go across any doorway or you can hang it on the wall. The emphasis on this activity is going to be on the process today though. So what you're going to need is just some tape. You can use any tape. I'm using this clear packing tape today. And some paper. Really, you can use any paper. I just happen to have some really bright colored paper that we thought would be fun today. What you're going to do is you're going to take your tape and you're going to put it in a level that your student has to reach up in order to touch it. Here's my tape that I've put here today. Okay? And I put it up high so that you can see kind of the movement with it. Your student's tape is probably going to be more around in here. So you're going to put the tape up. Then you're going to put the paper down on the floor. I'm using a little plate today. You can use a paper plate. You can use nothing if you want to, but if you have something that they can put the paper in, it helps us to aim where we're placing the paper, which leads into management of materials, something that they work on a lot in school. So if your student has got pretty good motor skills, they might be able to handle a whole piece of paper like this. And what they're going to do is they're going to hold and tear off just a little piece, okay? Maybe even smaller. Then they're going to reach all the way up and put it on the tape, okay? Now, when they're doing this, they're working on keeping their core nice and tight. They're working on their balance. They're working on their leg strength as they're coming all the way down in this squatted position and trying to keep their balance. If they're having a hard time with a full piece of paper, you can cut strips of paper just like this with an adult scissor. I wouldn't measure this, I just estimate about 1 inch or 2 and just cut it. It really doesn't even need to be straight. But if they're having a hard time, a strip is a little bit easier for a student to control. Then what they're going to do is they're going to use their pincher, 1 and 2, and they're going to hold with one side while they pull with the other to tear off another little piece. If your student's having a hard time with that, what you can do is you can just kind of notch the paper just a little bit. So you put a tiny tear at the top of it, which gives them a place to start. You can do several of those if you want to. And then depending on how well your student is doing with the tearing of the paper, sometimes you can tear off just a couple of little spots and have them just try a little bit of paper at a time, okay? But again, they're gonna bend down, they're gonna squat, they're gonna tear a paper, reach up, working on their shoulder stability, and put it on the tape, the sticky side of the tape. Now, if they're having a hard time with that, you can have them tear several pieces before they come up, or if they're really working on that leg strength and that balance, they can come down and tear a piece and then come back up. So they do one at a time. If you want to make it a little more challenging for your student, you can have them do a pattern. Like they might do something like a rainbow, or you can have them count 4 or 5 pieces and then put all the blue pieces together. Then maybe 4 or 5 pieces of the yellow or red, whatever it is you're doing. So that's the way you can make it more academic besides the movement of what we're doing. So when we're bending down and squatting and we're holding and tearing our paper, we're working on using 2 hands together. We're working on pinching, and we're working on working these muscles and strengthening these muscles that are in the hand, okay? When you're all done, it'll look something like this. Have fun, enjoy.